Hey, I'm Zoe, and this is the Relentless Reset. No formulas, no fixes, just short, honest reflections on navigating the messy middle of growth and becoming. Over the past few episodes, it may have felt like things were unraveling. But really, we've just been taking the makeup off, dropping the costume, stepping off the stage. For me, it often feels like the moment at the end of a big event. It's been constant question answering and problem solving and decision making, and then it's over. The adrenaline fades, the inbox goes quiet, and I am left with silence. And I used to take the silence personally, but it really wasn't about me. It's just the role falling away. Maybe for you, it's not an event. Maybe it's the crash after a launch or the stillness after a breakup or burnout. Either way, when the performance ends and the role dissolves, it can feel disorienting, even lonely. But that silence isn't emptiness, it's space. Space to reset, to return to who you are without the role. This episode marks a shift when we realize it's not unraveling, it's unveiling, revealing what has always been underneath. So I know what you're probably hoping right now, that the unveiling means the answers will finally appear, that now that the mask is off, a new map will be waiting underneath. But here's the truth. You haven't arrived anywhere new. You've let go of the map that told you who you were supposed to be, but you don't have a new direction yet. You're just standing there, mapless. And that's where many people will panic. We've been taught that a worthy life comes with coordinates, that we can't take the first step until we know the final destination, like when you have an idea for a book, but don't start because you don't know where it's going. So you plan, you overthink. But clarity often comes through action, not before it. And this part of the journey isn't about chasing a destination. It's about letting the next step reveal itself, like writing a story without knowing the ending. So at the risk of disappointing you, let me be unmistakably clear. There is no map. And I know that makes my high achievers squirm. You want to sprint into the next version of you, but there is nowhere to sprint. There is only this moment, to stop and to listen. You're learning to drop external reference points and tune into your own, to reconnect with your internal compass. And while that happened, the old touch points, the job, identity, relationships, they begin to shift. The ground beneath you is dissolving, but it doesn't mean that something is wrong. It can feel untethering, but it's not you that's getting lost, it's the noise. And in the quiet, your inner compass can finally be heard. Sometimes the universe yells at you, but you're so far from your path that it only lands as a whisper. That doesn't mean it's not for you. It's your signal to get closer. What's meant for you is on your path, but you have to be listening for it. And this is where the real work begins, learning to move without a map. It takes a leap of faith to stop reading someone else's map and to start trusting your own inner compass. You see, this is a sacred moment where you stop following and start uncovering, not by inventing something new, but by uncovering what's always been there. Because when the roll drops, it might feel like you're staring at a blank page, but you're not actually starting from scratch. Like the sculpture inside the marble block from episode 1, you are already everything you want to be. You just have to stop being who you're not in order to reveal who you are. So let's start with awareness. It's not a map, but it is your new compass. Awareness helps you stay with yourself when the story gets uncomfortable. It shows you what's real and what's rehearsed. Awareness will help you to spot the clues. For example, your jealousy can be a clue. It might point to something you deeply desire. Anger, also a clue. Shows you what you value, what your standards are. Even your tears, they're not weakness, they're truth leaking out, your internal compass trying to get your attention. These are not detours, they're direction. You're not lost, you're just learning to listen. And learning a new skill can be draining. But you've already built one very strong set of muscles. The ones that helped you perform and please and achieve, and you can build this new set too. You're becoming a detective in your own life, gathering evidence of what truly matters and slowly forging your own way. So here's the reframe. You're not following someone else's path anymore. You're following the breadcrumbs and discovering the path that was meant for you. You don't need a map. You need a compass. You do not need certainty. You need curiosity. And if that still feels shaky, like it's too much unknown, remember this. Your body already knows how to evolve. You don't have to force it. You just have to let it. Your body is the perfect metaphor for this journey. Biologically, your body is constantly changing. Almost every cell will get replaced over time. And yourself is no different. There is no arrival, no final version of you to become, no permanent identity to lock in. You were never meant to stay the same. Consistency was never the point. Staying the same isn't safety, it's stagnation. And in almost every living organism, stagnation ultimately equals death. And comfort? It can feel like peace, but peace without growth is just quiet disconnection, like you're quiet quitting your own life. There is only evolution. So yes, not having a final picture can feel terrifying, but the pieces are coming together. The discomfort you feel now isn't a sign something's wrong. It's a sign that you're alive, that you're growing. You don't need to fear what you're becoming. You just have to keep choosing it and following the clues that will lead you home. So this week, start there. What makes you envious? What makes you angry? What brings tears? What triggers you is often a mirror of what matters to you. So don't fix, don't judge. Just notice what rises and write it down. Because awareness isn't performance, it's a practice. That's it for this week's reset. Awareness is your compass now, and the more you practice it, the easier it becomes to know what's real and what's just noise. Next week, we'll talk about how to separate your voice from all the expectations that were never really yours to begin with. Until then, remember, the goal is not perfection. It's honesty and it's progress. Reset as many times as you need, and I'll meet you back here next week.